Okay. So tell me,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
are you doing, Sunanda?
Yes, ma'am. I am doing great, ma'am. And by God's grace, everything is fine, ma'am.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear. And how is your day progressing today?
Yes, ma'am. My day is going well, and thank you for asking, ma'am. What about you, ma'am?
I'm doing pretty well and just going with the flow. I would say it's a slow day for me because I do not have many classes today. I have just one class and that too at 8:30 p.m. So yes,
Yes,
going with the flow today. Feeling
yes,
good.
ma'am. Ma'am, did you see to Neha ma'am's video? I just
Yes, with you, right? Your
yes,
conversational video with her.
yes, ma'am. How was that, ma'am?
That was amazing, impressive one. I'm already impressed by your speaking skills.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, so before we dive into today's activity, I would love my audience to know you better. So could you introduce yourself?
I'm delighted to introduce myself. My name is Sunandha and I live in Odisha and I am a mother of one son. If you talk about my qualification, I have done MA in political science and B.Ed journalism also. I worked as a teacher before but due to some family issue I didn't continue my job, but
Mhm.
still now I am free. I just want to engage myself. Meanwhile, want to improve my fluency, so I just joined this group. Yes,
Lovely,
ma'am.
lovely. And
Thank you.
just quickly, how has your experience been in our WhatsApp learning community?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I just completed 2 months. Around 2 months, I just completed in this group, and my experience is very good. And I learned so many things from this group. And
Mhm.
best part is that, ma'am, all the mentors and co-learners are very supportive and always they ready to help each other. And anytime you can get co-learner so that you can practice your English without any problem. So I
Mhm.
think this is the best part of this group.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really appreciate your response. And yes, let's jump right into the activity. So today we are going to do a what would you do if activity. We've done this activity before as well in our sessions, in our WhatsApp sessions. So I'm going to
Mhm.
give you some imaginary situations and you will tell me how would you respond in those situations. So it's not only
Yes.
going to be fun, but also very helpful for our English learning community because they're going to learn how to respond naturally when we talk about imaginary situations. So, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. Now, let me ask you our first question. So, yes, what would you do if someone interrupted you constantly while you were speaking?
Okay. Um, if somebody is interrupted you when I am speaking, first I would try to handle the situation in a very cool and polite way, and I would like to listen that person in a very polite way. But if that conversation is continued, then I would tell, please let me finish my point first. After that,
Mhm.
you will tell, and I will listen to you. So in this way, we build confidence and never don't hurt to anybody. We can
Mhm.
convey my message. So
Exactly.
yes, ma'am.
Exactly. And that's the perfect answer, I must say. This is how we need to tackle these situations because it's a very common scenario where people keep interrupting you while you are speaking. So, politeness can work wonders here, right? So, we can simply say, let me complete my point first because communication is always a two-way street. So, listening is as important as speaking. So, that's what we have to keep in mind. Yes, that's a great way to interrupt their interruption, actually. Okay,
Yes.
wonderful. I really liked your answer. Second question for you is what would you do if you did understand something in English during the conversation?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So first of all, I want to say if I have any doubt, first of all, I don't hesitate to ask, and I just like to ask like in this way. Could you please repeat it again? Yeah. Yeah, I can say, could you please explain it in a very simple way? So, in this way, I can politely convey my message.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And definitely hesitation, nervousness erode your confidence over time. So that is something we need to avoid. And it's definitely okay not to understand something because English is very vast. So definitely impossible to know each and everything in English. So it's better to ask and clear the air, clear the confusion and understand it and then answer properly. So they'll also get good answer or proper answer from your side in that way if you understand the question clearly. Okay, wonderful again. Now, the next question is, what would you do if you met someone who speaks very fast English?
Okay. Okay. First, I just want to listen that person, and if that person is really speaking very fast, then if that person don't mind, and if that person is very broad-minded person, definitely I just want to give my suggestion, and I would like to tell, please. If possible, then if you want to speak, then if you speak in a very slow manner, then it would be helpful to me, and I would better understand what you want to say. So
Mhm.
no need to be worry, because if somebody speak very fast, sometimes what happen, it just go over our head, ma'am.
Hmm.
So if somebody is speaking very slowly and politely, everybody can easily understand.
Right.
So in this way, I just try to be try to convince that person. Please tell in a very slow manner so that everybody could easily understand.
Yes, again, the perfect answer, I would say, because yes, when someone speaks really fast, you need to understand them. At least you should know what is the gist of the conversation, or we can simply focus on some key words if we are not able to understand uh, each and every word that they are speaking, but at least we can focus on some key words just to know the gist of the conversation. And once we know the gist, we can answer properly, right? So that is also something we can take care of. Otherwise, as you said, that we can ask them politely to slow down a little bit so that we could understand. Great,
Yes, ma'am.
great. Okay, next question for you is, what would you do if you had only 1 year to achieve your dream? And by the way, what is your dream in the first place?
Yes, ma'am. My dream is, ma'am, to engage myself, and
Mhm.
I would always, from my childhood, I would like to become independent. Okay, and as I told you, I worked as a teacher, but due to some incident, I didn't continue. But now it's high time, and I just realized, no, I have to be engaged myself, and I would like, always I would like to be independent. So
Mhm.
within, if I have a limited period of time, definitely I want to be engaged myself, so
Mhm.
that I feel very much happy.
That's amazing. So your dream is to become a teacher again.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, because I have experience on that field.
So how are you going to manage your time if you had only 1 year? How would you manage your time?
Yes, ma'am. I definitely, this year also I tried to engage myself, and I already dropped my resume 2 3 schools, and already I got opportunities, but that conditions not match with my terms conditions. That's why I didn't accept, ma'am. But
Mhm.
still, I am just waiting. If I will get, then definitely I will join, and for that reason I am just enhancing my fluency, and I am also doing hard work, and I am also focusing on my subject also. So in
Mhm.
this way I am doing hard work, so that whenever I get opportunity, definitely I will engage without any problem.
Mm-hmm. Superb, superb. So yes, we all should go all out. We should be completely dedicated to our goal because there is a limited time period, time constraint is there. So yes, we need to immerse ourselves into whatever we are preparing for. That's how it can help. Yes, again, great answer, impressive one, I must say. So, yes, you've answered all the questions really very beautifully. So, thank you so much for that. And for our audience, I would like to say, as we talked about imaginary situations, and most learners make this mistake that they use will in place of would. So you didn't do
Mhm.
that. You did it
Mhm.
really well, I must say. But yes, for our audience, we can tell them, we can share with them that whenever we are talking about imaginary situations, so we have to focus on would and simple past. Never use will while talking about imaginary situations. And this is going to help them. So just keep in mind that always use would while talking about imaginary situation, and keep this structure in mind, and then you are good to go. It's all about patterns, structures, and the context. Yes, very well. So, yes, thank you so much for your insights and your beautiful answers. Do you have any questions for me? I really enjoyed this one.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. But yes, ma'am. Actually, I have been following you since 2 years.
Mhm.
Okay, so I know each and everything, I must
Mhm.
say, about you. So I know how much hard work working lady you are, and you are doing so much hard work. I know each and everything. So I don't have anything to ask you, but I always appreciate you, and I always encourage and motivate. Looking to you, I always motivate, ma'am.
Mhm.
So
That's great.
you are
That's
my
how we.
yes, ma'am. You are my inspiration, ma'am.
Thank you so much for that. It means a lot. And we all get inspired from each other, because some days, for me as well, some days are really low, and that then I get inspired from you all, because you all are doing so good in this field. Like, you all are practicing day in and day out. And that's how we also get inspired and get motivated. So, yes, helping each other improve our spoken English and grow in our career, or I would say whatever we are trying to achieve. Right? So, yes, that's great. All right. So, I wish you all the best for your dream of becoming a teacher. And yes, thank you so much again for today's conversation. It was pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much giving me this opportunity, ma'am.
Mhm.
Thank
All
you
right.
so
All
much.
right. All right, then. Have a great day ahead.
Same here, ma'am. Same to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.